Told myself I wouldn't make this video. This is something that I never ever really thought I was ever going to talk about, and there had been a bit of a rumour mill that had gone on since the event occurred. And look, it probably didn't help that I'd spoke to quite a few people about it, but I had a lot of people sort of contact me with sort of, wouldn't say incorrect information, but as tends to happen with a rumour mill, things might get inflated or things aren't exactly relayed to other people correctly. So I want to take this time here just to address a situation that occurred a couple of years ago at Melton Reservoir, just to set the record straight for anyone who might be wondering what actually happened, and just, yeah, to just really to clear the air on it. So a little over 2 years ago, I was fishing Melton Reservoir during the summer, and I was doing quite well there. So, lots of yellow belly caught and quite a few Murray cod as well. So it was quite a good season for me. Now, there was an incident that occurred on one particular day that really, really bothered me badly at the time, and still something I think about occasionally to this day. So I've been fishing that day. I probably caught 3 or 4 yellow belly, so a good day's fishing there. And I was trolling along a bank there, and my line got snagged up. Now, whenever my line gets snagged at Melton, it's usually the same sort of approach. You try to free spool it to get it off the snag, which it didn't. So you double back around and then try to flick your lure off whatever it's stuck on. So that's what I did. So when I went back around, I started winding, and then I realized that whatever my line was attached to had started coming up off the bottom. So as it started coming up off the bottom, what's going through my mind is, it's probably like a tree branch or something that my line's stuck on. It's coming up off the bottom as I wind it in. So I'll just get my lure off it and let the tree branch sink back down. So I brought it up to the surface, and immediately I noticed it was something quite unusual. And the first thing that went through my mind was that it was a discarded child's doll, and a relatively large one at that. So not really having the means to be able to dispose of it properly, I've grabbed my pliers and I've just quickly grabbed the hook, and it's flicked out of the doll. Now, as it's began to sink to the bottom, I've noticed a few things. First thing I've noticed is the skin tone on it was very pale, almost like a white, which I wouldn't have thought would happen to a doll sort of, that's been in the water. I wouldn't have thought it'd wash out like that. The other thing I noticed was the hands. One of the hands was open, the other one was closed like this. Now, the third thing I noticed is it appeared that it had been wrapped in some kind of like a hessian fabric as it was sinking back down. And it suddenly clicked in my brain that what I just removed my lure from may not have been a doll and was potentially a child's body. So obviously when this happened, I was pretty disturbed when I realized what it might have been. So I pedaled up the reservoir a little bit and met up with Steve from Excellent Fishing, who was out there that same day with me as well. And this is the interaction that we had after the little event there. No. I think I might have just pulled up a dead child's body. What? I thought it was a doll that had hooked on, and I've unhooked it as I've unhooked. The legs were just.
Really? You say you seen something?
Well, I got snagged up. No, I thought it was a doll, like a child's doll.
Like that kind of shit in here, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
Like, from a shark or whatever.
Yep.
Fuck. That's a hard one to process, man. What's it just over there?
See that little shrub there? Between the big trees? It was just there. I don't know if I should call the police or not, mate.
No, that's big, because you don't want to do it if it's nothing, yeah?
Yeah, and waste resources, but man, like...
Because you don't want to look like an idiot, huh?
So obviously I wasn't feeling really good about what had just happened, and I thought to myself, look, I need to make the authorities alerted as to what's just happened. So I've gone, packed up my kayak, drove straight to Melton Police Station with the footage and showed them what I'd recorded. So the officer that was at the front desk there, he had a look at it, and he had quite a concerned look on his face. He said, look, I need to get my sergeant. I need him to take a look at this. So he's grabbed the sergeant, and sergeant's coming out and had a look at it. And look, this isn't a knock on the Melton Police at all. It's just His response to it was like pretty confident, just like, yeah, it's a doll, mate. Don't even worry about it. It's not bloated. The Abbeys haven't eaten it yet, so don't even worry, mate. It's just a doll. So felt good that at least I might have had someone tell me from the police that, hey, it's a doll, don't worry. But I still wasn't 100% convinced. So I went home and I had a chat to a couple of friends about it, one of whom his father is a former detective with Victoria Police. Showed it to his father, and his father said, look, if someone showed that to me, I would be very, very concerned and looking what we'd need to do about trying to determine whether this is a doll or a child, because it doesn't look good. So from there, I didn't want to go back to Melton Police. I thought I'd get someone else's opinion from within the force. So what came to mind was talking to the water police. So I got in touch with them, sent them the footage. The officer who reviewed it said, look, that doesn't look good. Let me get our forensics team to take a closer look at it, because they're the ones who deal with this kind of thing. So it was probably another week or two waiting to hear back. And then finally they got back to me and they said, look, forensics team have had a look and they're pretty confident, like 99% sure that it's just a doll. So look, at the end of the day, chances are it probably was a doll, but honestly, in the 2+ years since it's happened, it's never sat well with me. I've never been 100% sure. And I can tell you now, in the sort of 2 to 3 weeks after it, I lost a lot of sleep. I was really, really, really not comfortable with what had happened. Being a father myself, it really, really played on my mind and really gave me some restless times during that little sort of month or so after it happened. So there were quite a few rumors that had gone around. I had people contacting me who I hadn't spoken to about it, who had heard about what happened. And so what this video is just to sort of clear the air a little bit on the incident itself, just to get it off my chest, just to tell people as well, look, if you see anything unusual in the water, call the police, don't just let it go. But yeah, I just wanted to sort of get that out in the open, just to clear the air on it, just to make sure there aren't any false rumors going around. So guys, if you've got any questions about it, leave it in the comments down below. And yeah, I'm more than happy to discuss it. It's been more than 2 years since, so obviously time has passed, and if there was any missing children, we probably would have heard about it by now. So look, like I said, chances are it probably was a doll, but part of the problem is I've never been able to 100% ascertain if that were the case. So cheers guys, thanks for listening, and yep, stay safe out in the water.